11 people an hour overdose and die. An hour. 24 hours a day, 365 days in America. I can't think of many other things that are killing that.
Of Lessons to Blessings podcast. And I have, the most grateful and, I'm very thankful for this man to jump on here and actually tune in with me and give his message of recovery and everything and every aspect I give out, as much thanks, as I can, because that's the best way we can evolve is giving that, that grateful and giving something back. That's one of the messages I like to carry is that we can't keep everything for ourselves. We got to give it away. And that's one thing about it is the recovery, the message of recovery. In this podcast, I do not represent anybody. I do not represent anything, just recovery. That's all I represent and the message of what it is. And it goes through anything, through breakups, to car wrecks, through drug addiction, through alcoholism, and just giving the message out there and having people share their story if they can't make it to a meeting or if they haven't had the chance to share it yet. And this is the biggest thing right here is having this man right here with me, and his name's Robert. And it means a lot for me to actually have you come out and actually share, man. So walk us through how your addiction, where did it come from? Like, where you from, all that stuff.
Well, first of all, I appreciate being here, man. I appreciate you having me here. And thank God for all this. My recovery is based truly only on one thing, really, and that's my higher power. That's God, bro. So thank God that I'm here. Thank God that we got to meet together. And I'm just going to tell you, since day one, as far back as I can remember, I was a troublemaker.
Yeah.
I did not care for nothing in the world. Nobody could tell me nothing. It was just like that, I think, because I was the oldest at the time out of 3 kids. My mother, I love her. She changed a lot. She's a hardcore drug addict, alcoholic, so we went through the wash. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went through the ringer, bro. And man, we got wrong out there.
Yeah.
But I got taken. Well, let me rewind it. I had a lot of things happen to me as a kid.
Yeah.
That just made me choose. I chose not to love when I was younger.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you have a choice. You could be a loving kid, or you could be an unloving kid. You hear them say the redheaded stepchild.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Well, growing up, I had a lot of things happen, and when I was 10 years old, I got taken away from my mom because of these things. And being the oldest, I was affected more. So when we got taken away, they noticed more problems with me. Yeah. So when all the kids went back to the family, they kept me behind, And then the day they told me that they were not letting me go back home, that was a day where a lot of things changed for me.
Yeah.
That was like the big day when it changed for me. And then I just chose, like I said, not to love nothing. And if I can't be at home with my family, then there's never going to be a home for me. There'll never be one there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not, it's not for me. So when I was 10, like I said, I got taken. We were living in Mandan, North Dakota. Got taken away. My friend Robbie was there, his grandpa, their sister Shandy. I still have these friends till this day, but they were all there. Vernon, he was the one who, last person that ever gave me a real hug in my life. At the age of 10 was where my last hug came from, bro.
Okay.
And then when I was 10, like I said, they put me in a foster home. I acted out when I was in the foster home, so they put me in the psych ward. And then from the psych ward, they put me in the state hospital. And then from the state hospital, they put me in the boys ranch. And then from the boys ranch, I went to Fargo, to the Dakota Centers. And then from Fargo, I went to Grand Forks. And then from Grand Forks, I went back to Fargo. And then I got put in a foster home. And I was locked up for 4 years from 10 to 14, group home to group home to group home or whatever, until I finally got put into a foster home. And things were going good in this foster home. And, well, I don't know, they were going good. Like any kid would just dream to have a family like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like I said earlier, I didn't love these people. They weren't my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
These are imposters.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, you know, like they were the nicest people ever, you know, vacations and everything, but man, stranger danger still.
Yeah, still.
You know?
There, yeah.
So as I'm living there at their place, one day I get told I was going to a doctor's appointment. Now, I get to the doctor's appointment and they're drawing blood, right?
Yeah.
And I telling you, man, I'm a crazy kid. As I see them, you know, getting ready to do this blood draw, I notice that they're grabbing the syringe needles out of this drawer.
Yeah.
From the corner of the room. And then they left me in there by myself for a minute.
Oh.
So I wanted one of these needles.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, bro, I just wanted one of these needles.
Oh,
right?
Man.
I've never been in no trouble before, dude.
Yeah.
At the time, me and my friend Tim were the only ones that didn't drink or do drugs or do anything like that.
Yeah.
Right? We were on the straight and narrow. And this day, during this doctor's appointment, I decided to steal a syringe needle. And I got it. Put it in my pocket. Doctor came in, did all this stuff, and I left. And the next day on the way to school, I wanted to show everybody this cool ass big needle that I got from school, bro. Right?
Yeah.
So I pull it out. One thing leads to another. Kids are getting poked with a needle.
Oh, man.
Yeah, hypodermic, syringe needle being passed around the school bus. Right? So a kid gets poked and then get to school that day. And for no reason at all, my friend Andy was in his locker. He had a big 10-pack of Winter Fresh gum, bro, the blue kind.
Yeah.
He was just about ready to take a pack out, and I come around the corner with this little needle. And with a straight face and all, I said, hey, motherfucker, you better give me some gum before I fucking stab you. And I said it just like that, curse words and all.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, I heard, Robert, how dare you? And I turned and there was a teacher right there, watched the whole thing. Then it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh. Right?
Yeah.
She said, get in that classroom right now. I went in there and the bell, you know, how everything gets back organized after the bell rings.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the intercom came on and it said, Robert, report to the principal's office right now.
Yeah.
And this is what, bro, this is why I tell everybody. That day, on the way to the principal's office, I stopped in the bathroom and I took that needle out and I was going to throw it right in the toilet and flush it. Right?
Yeah.
But I knew that was the wrong thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I put it back in my pocket and I walked back to the school, to the principal's office. And when I got there, they said, Robert, empty your pockets right now.
Oh.
And I emptied them. And when that needle, boom, tinked across the table, it was like,
Yeah.
oh. And eyes, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're like, we really is stabbing kids with the needle. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, man. Oh. They called my foster parents. My foster mom came to school. And she told me, she said, after school today, you go straight to your friend Tim's house.
Yeah.
And you tell him goodbye.
Oof.
Yeah, bro. She was like, you tell him goodbye. Because it's going to be the last time you see your friend Tim, RJ. And I said, what? And they're like, yeah. So I was like, all right. So I was like, after school went over there and we were talking about everything that happened. He's like, man, you're crazy, bro. And they used to call me No Joke back in the day.
Yeah.
Man, RJ ain't no joke. Well, yeah. Took it too far this time. You know, that's what his mother was telling me. Yeah. Yeah. So that day I went home. They kept me at home for like 3 days.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with me. It was like the biggest thing at the time. I had brought a hypodermic needle to school and stabbed somebody, and it was like a like how a school shooting is today.
Yeah.
This is how it was in 1997, bro. In 1997.
They showing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Because now, oh my gosh, did he give all these kids HIV and AIDS? You know what I mean? Like, now they gotta get, it was a serious thing, dude.
It was punishment.
Yeah. So here I am at home. I sat in it was just like jail, bro. When I went to my foster home, that day that happened, my foster parents had no love for me. They told me that all that love, like all that everything, that day when I got home, they said, what you did today, we're washing our hands of you. There's no more love here from us. You're going to have to go somewhere else, RJ.
Oof.
And that's exactly what they told me. And for 3 days, I sat there. And somehow, bro, I didn't get in no trouble for this. And they ended up just transferring me to Fargo to a foster home I was supposed to be in before.
Yeah.
Right? A long time before. So I end up going there and it's like, what? I get there and I come to find that they have an older foster kid there, like a year older than me.
Yeah.
Right? So I realize I have an older brother now. Never had one before. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I was telling you, like, I was on the straight and narrow before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this little trouble ended up putting me into another foster home with an older brother, changed my whole life.
Yeah.
Right? My older brother, he's Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, FTW, bro. He don't care about nothing.
Yeah.
And he likes robbing and stealing and everything bad, bro.
Ooh.
And he loves smoking pot and he loves drinking.
Yeah.
Right? But most of all, he loves stealing.
Yeah.
You know? So when I got to that foster home, they were so happy that I finally made it home after all these years and all this stuff. Right when I walked in, I said, how much trouble am I in? Am I going to be grounded and like, oh, no. You're not in no trouble. You'll never be in trouble again, RJ. We promise you that. And I promise you, bro.
Yeah.
There's no discipline and no trouble. Nothing, ever.
Ooh.
From going from that serious situation, I went from that being, you know, like actually a very good kid, one mistake, to going to be that one mistake took me off that straight and narrow path, because once I got this older brother, I wanted to be nothing but like him.
Yeah.
Right? And when he let me come with the crew, we started drinking Miller High Life, bro, and we would be drunk on the weekends. And then, you know, that's when my addiction started when I was 14, bro.
Yeah.
But the first time I really drank alcohol and really had a lot to drink was when I turned 10 years old. My mother took the money that was supposed to go to a birthday party or whatever, and had a big party, bought liquor. And all these people that came to the party, when they realized that it was my birthday that day and my mom didn't do shit,
Yeah.
they all came together and made me a whiskey Coke. And it was a half and half, bro. It was a big thick, one of the big thick glasses, and they mixed it half and half.
Yeah.
And no shit, bro, right when I drank it, I took one drink and I slammed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And everybody was clapping and cheering. They're like, oh! And they mixed me another little one, bro. So I had 2 drinks when I turned 10.
Yeah.
And then went passed out.
Ooh.
So I never had no drugs or alcohol until when I turned 14 now.
Yeah.
Now once I got to this foster home, it was on, bro.
Yeah.
Everything changed for me. I started drinking, and then I started smoking weed a lot. But mostly it was drinking, because we couldn't really find no weed or nothing. But it was mostly drinking and stealing.
Yeah.
You know? And that was when, like, all my foster brother wanted was women and all this stuff. And all I wanted to do was be like my older brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But really, I was way cooler already at the time. I just didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when I started doing all that with the women and the drugs and running around, you know, it was just like overload.
Yeah.
So we started stealing and robbing and everything from that point on, bro. In my life, I started drinking and smoking, and everything started at 14.
Yeah.
And I never quit nothing. You know, I picked up more along the way.
Yeah.
But I never quit doing anything that I started since I was 14. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, I ended up being in foster home.
Yeah.
Here, getting in trouble. You know the story. Man, I ended up in a couple other foster homes, back in the group homes. Then I escaped out of some group homes. Yeah, bro. That was yeah. Listen, the years from until when I was like 14 until I turned 18, some shit went down.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff going down, bro. And my foster mom and dad, they were some weirdos, you know, and things just happen like that. And I was back and forth institutions, in and out of trouble. And when I turned 18, they got a hold of me. They said, RJ, you done run away again. We don't even know where you're at. If you turn yourself in, we're going to make a deal with you. You come sign these papers here, and we'll just let you go back and you could be with your mom.
Yeah.
So I went sign these papers, dude.
Yeah.
Which was releasing them as my guardians. And I never knew this.
Yeah.
So when I released them as my guardians and went back home,
yeah,
it was like the biggest mistake I ever made in my whole life.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I went back home to a family that didn't even want me anyways.
Yeah.
That's, you know, and then come to find out, like, well, now I don't even know how to live or survive or do anything because, like I said, I've been in group homes my whole life, you know, where they always have cooks and clean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do anything, but I never drove, never done none of that stuff.
Yeah.
So when I turned 18 and I made that choice to sign that paper and just go back home, I was back on the streets like immediately because, well, my mom really didn't want me living there, and it really wasn't like a open home. You know what I mean? Because she had all these other kids and doing her own thing, so it's like, and I was always gone, you know, like I never grew up with them since I was 10.
Yeah.
So it was like a weird thing, right?
Yeah.
And then, so when I turned 18 and went home, there wasn't nothing much to do but just get in trouble, and I ended up fucking, well, going to jail, picking up charges. And when I picked up these charges, let me see, how old was I? Just turning 21, somewhere around there. It was like 19, somewhere, 20, 21. Spent all them years in jail, all them county jail.
Like in and out?
Well, it was pretty much my home. It was where I lived, you know what I mean? Through the winter months. And,
okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, if I ended up on a couch where, dang, this is the last couch I know where I could sleep at, you know what I mean? Well, dang, I'm probably going out, getting in trouble, you know, getting arrested for something like a misdemeanor or something. You know how it goes, back to jail. So that's just was my norm already at 18, 19, 20, you know? So I ended up turning 19 or whatever. I went to Fargo. I ended up running back into my foster brother, who was still at my old foster home. Because they adopted him, but I couldn't get adopted. Because my mom wouldn't sign the papers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I ended up over at home one night, you know, like at home one night. And the car I stole to get there, the car I stole from Grand Forks to get there and everything, got impounded.
Ooh.
So me and my foster brother, he's like, don't trip, we'll just go steal another car.
Yeah.
Right? So we went stole another damn car, bro, and driving all around. I really didn't want my brother to get in trouble, so I was like, bro, just wait right here for 1 minute. Drove away from him and just took off, right?
Yeah. And
went to the res in his car. I was like 18 or 19. Ended up, well, we robbed a lot of stuff this night.
Yeah.
You know, like me and my bro did a lot of things. I ended up taking his car, ended up on the res. While I'm in the res doing this time, some older guys are telling me about how this dude lit the jail on fire one time.
Oh, shit.
and they had to move him to the Raleigh jail where you can smoke, and it's just paradise, right?
Yeah.
I'm hearing this stuff and, you know, it's sinking in. Well, the more they talk about this fire, man, the more it sounded good. So I'm in jail doing a 6-month sentence.
Yeah.
And I lit the jail on fire. Started a fire in the jail. Yeah, it ended up being more dangerous than I thought and more serious than anything. Then I got indicted. And I went to federal prison, bro. Yeah.
We're from this.
Yeah.
We're from this.
I'm telling you, bro, that one mistake, man, it was a downfall, bro. Yeah, I didn't stop falling until just last year, bro. I didn't hit the bottom until just last year. Yeah. I was falling for about 30 years. Yeah. It was a downfall. I was way up there.
Yeah.
But I don't know, what was I saying now? I started the fire, I got indicted, I ended up going to federal prison, ended up going to state prison because there was just a lot of charges that come with breaking into places and stealing a car and driving across state lines and throwing firecrackers out the window on the highway and stuff, you know, acting all cool. It was like I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I ended up turning a 6-month sentence into, ended up doing 4 years. Just a week shy of 4 years. I never seen the light of day for 4 years because as soon as I thought I was getting out of jail, they indicted me for lighting the res jail on fire.
Yeah.
I went to federal prison, right? And when I went to federal prison, oh man, they could check my records. They know. I just love fighting and that, man, just like being that guy, dude. I never like being the, well, if I was in a room with a bunch of tough, tough dudes,
best believe.
well, I have to make sure that we all know who the toughest is.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And it's like, a couple days being in that room, I'm starting to slap people.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to find out if I'm the toughest. So that was federal prison for me. And when I got out of federal prison, it only took me like 4 or 5 months to end up back in federal prison.
Yeah.
And it was the second time I went to federal prison. I went to Leavenworth, Kansas.
Yeah.
And while I was in there, I've done a lot of things, bro, in prison, man. But when I went to this one, it was like, you know how, what a divine intervention, you know how like when God is ready to come into your life, you know, like how he really, well, there's a time where God's going to come into your life, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Whether you're ready for it or not.
Yeah.
It happened to me when I was in federal prison, you know, because a day came when I was in there to where I had a choice one day to, well, I had enough, man. The prison was too small for me and this other guy. Yeah, bro. The prison was too small for me and this other guy, and one of us was getting put out.
And let me explain to everybody. Leavenworth ain't a small prison. It's not a small prison. Holds up to probably like maybe, what do you say, maybe almost 12?
Oh, there's 15. No, there's 15. There's like, there's a couple thousand of us in this prison. Yeah, it's not small, bro. Leavenworth is huge, man. It's big over there, bro. Yeah. But man, it turned into a 1-bedroom, like a studio, and we were just staring at each other.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the shitter, and he's sitting right there in the corner watching TV. Like, man, that's how small it was. I'm just mad because he's in my shit, bro. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened in federal prison all the time, I wasn't never trying to run shit because it really takes brains and smarts, you know, and I'm more like bronze and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll enforce it. If he says so, I'm going to make sure it happens. Yeah. That's me, right? Yeah. So in this Leavenworth, I was right-hand man, but I wasn't shot caller, you know what I mean? But if you're right-hand man, there's no better spot to be because you have just as much say. Yeah. People don't realize that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I made a choice to beat this dude up one day, and I was going to go get him too. I remember his name, man. His last name was Brown Otter. I remember this dude.
Yeah.
Right? And on the way, the yard boss, man, the shot caller, Sidney Gale. His name is Sidney Gale, bro. I'll tell you. He stopped me and said, "What's up, little brother?" I said, "Dude, man, I'm glad I seen you." Bro, okay, let me tell you what. Give me 5 minutes, and I'm going to tell you why I did this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put hands on this. It's just the way it is. Yeah. And he grabbed me, bro. I don't like to put hands on people, but he grabbed me one of the prison grabs. Man, you're not getting out of it. Big homie, you know what I mean? Yeah. He said, you coming with me? And I said, yeah. He said, yeah, come with me, man. Why would you waste your time with that? He said, them guys are busters, bro. And he explained to me, like, what a lame was.
Yep.
And that's what he told me. He said, them are lames, bro. You're not a lame. He said, come on, let's go. And he said, you got a couple hours? I said, yeah, all right. And actually, I was happy, you know what I mean? Because when you go to the hole, man, in federal, it's just an ordeal. So I was sort of like...
It's like vacation right there.
Yeah, but not this place. No. Man. I ended up going with him that day. And when we walked through this whole big prison, dude, and got to the other side, we're beyond the point to where we could turn around and go back to our cells now. Yeah. So we're committed to going through to wherever we're going. Yeah. And that's when I realized we were going to church. Mm-hmm. Right? No, and let me tell you what, man, it was the weirdest feeling I ever had in my whole life because I've been through a whole lot of stuff, bro, and I've been around a lot of like, you know what I mean? I've been around people, but I've never ever been around somebody that, like, I don't know, they took me to a Bible study.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we got there, I was like, "What's up, bro?" And he said, "What'd you think, man? You think I was a buster or a lame?" He said, "Man," he said, "if you want to be a gangster," he said, "this is going to be the most gangster thing you ever do in your life."
Yeah.
And I said, "What's that?" He said, "Man, I'm going to introduce you to Jesus. You're going to give your life to God." And I said, "Yeah?" And he said, "Yeah." And we went in to the Bible study. And from that point on, for the whole year I was in Leavenworth, I never got into one fight. I never seen one fight. I went to Bible study every day. I took some courses, and did a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I made the choice while I was there to serve God like my bro was doing.
Yeah.
Right? Because I realized, man, I didn't want to hurt nobody anymore, bro. Sick and tired of hurting and doing everything, and I wanted to help people. And I always believed that I was going to be a helper. Like, just eventually I was going to do something. One day I believe this.
Yeah.
And it was that prison where I found that belief, and I gave my life to God, and I went to all the homies and I told them all that, hey, I can't kick it with you guys no more, man. No, let me tell you what about it. Man, I don't know if anybody's going to understand this, bro, but your ass cheeks ain't more clenched than when you have to tell the homies in federal prison that you ain't kicking it with them no more. And you're like, man, stomach's turning, you're like, oh. Every muscle in your body's just tight and clenched. It's not a good feeling, because they're like, what? Wait, why not? Because then you're going to tell them that, well, I found something that I believe in more than this, right? And then you got to tell them that you found something that you can't even see, or like that. Like, no, I'll tell them I'm a Christian, I believe in God, and they say, "What, man? You fought for that white guy shit? The white man got you?" And I said, "What? No. What do you mean? The white man already got me. We're in prison, bro." He said, "No, you fought for like made up shit."
Yeah.
Right? But they had no choice but to accept it because I'm me.
Yeah.
And they really couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
And it was my choice I was making. And they know that I would line them up all one by one and fight every one of them for what I believed in. So they knew that my belief was so hardcore that they didn't even have a problem with it.
Yeah.
They said, okay. Right? And plus the shot caller, behind the scenes, everybody's scared of him. He could say whatever he wanted to be done on this yard at any time.
Yeah.
But really what he's doing is going to Bible studies and changing his life.
Yeah.
But he's one of the, he started a gang in South Dakota. In South Dakota. They're known for this.
Yeah.
And so it's like, he would be there to back me up, So one day in Leavenworth, Kansas, I took my Bible and I chose that over everything else.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't care what anybody says. I was scared, bro. I was scared. But it was only for a minute because I was only scared up until I took that Bible and put it into my belt. And I tucked it into my shirt. Because you got to be sharp, dressed. Federal prison. So I tuck it in right there. And that's how I walked around prison. You know what I mean? And that took the fear out. You know what I mean? Because once more people see that I believe in something and I represented something, they respect that more than anything. You know what I mean? So that's when I gave my life to God when I was in there. And when I got out of there, when I got out of federal prison in 2010, I met my ex-wife. I didn't know it at the time. Right? I started going to church because the fellas said you need to get in the church and keep your prayer and do everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, okay, get out of prison, go to church, find God, find a woman, get married, have kids, and bam, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. Right? So that was my thinking when I got out, went to church, but then I slipped up because I stopped praying.
Yeah.
That's what the whole thing is, dude. Like, when a person stops praying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that at the time because I got arrogant and cocky and prideful, right? And I started doing everything that I didn't need God to do, right? And you know how it goes, bro. Your head will get big. I don't know, but that's how I got.
Yeah.
I ended up back in jail, and then I thought, well, I'll just cry to God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I cried to God, dude, and I got a second chance. Right? And it wasn't even supposed to happen, and then I thought, dang, I'm really going back to church this time, huh?
Yeah.
You know? So I went back, and right when I walked back into church, my ex-wife at the time looked at me. She said, I knew you were coming back here. I knew you'd be back.
Yeah.
And I was tripping, dude, and I was like, you knew I was going to come back here? But I could be in prison, never see you again in my whole life.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, but I knew otherwise.
Yeah.
We prayed for you, boy. That's why you're back here.
Yeah.
And that led to me like, hey, do you have a phone number? I'm supposed to hang out with positive people. Maybe we should hook up and just, you know, never talk to nobody ever again. Just us. Just that quick, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were married in the courthouse just a couple months later. Oh,
man.
yeah. It was a crazy point in life. Yeah. I got out of federal prison. I got married right away. I didn't know nothing about marriage. Didn't know nothing about anything, really. I just thought it was the right thing. I met a girl in the halfway house, like, at the time when I got out of federal prison.
Yeah.
That got pregnant while we were in the halfway house. I got pregnant while we were in there.
Yeah.
And it was at the time where I met this girl from church, and half of me at the time wanted to just leave with my daughter's mom when I found out she was pregnant, but the church side of me couldn't let me break this girl's heart because I met her in church, you know, and all this. So I went with what I thought God would want me to do.
Yeah.
And mostly her advice.
Yeah.
You know, my ex-wife, which I should have never took. You know, because she's always gonna say, "Come with me." She ain't gonna say, "You better go with her." It's the best thing to do. All right. So I had a child around the time when I ended up getting married, and I ended up going on this sober kick at the time, getting married, and ended up addicted to spice, dude.
Ooh.
When I got married, I started smoking spice.
Yeah.
So my marriage went from us living in a $200,000 house
Yeah.
to living in like a $350 apartment rental that got burnt up.
Yeah.
And then we ended up living in our car. And we ended up living at my mom's. Then we ended up living in a car. And then we ended up in South Carolina with my ex-wife's parents. Right? And you know them guys, boy, they sure love me. They love me, dude. They love the guy that just bought their daughter down from wherever she was sitting and chilling to just the gutters.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm addicted to the spice. Man, I'm robbing them guys and all kinds of stuff, you know. Their tools are missing. And
I'm telling you, that spice is hard to kick.
Dude, dude, it was one of the hardest drugs I ever had to kick in my whole life, dude.
Yeah.
Was this spice stuff. Just plain and simple.
Yeah.
The things I would do to get my spice, bro, I don't even want to talk about. Oh, I don't know. Yes, dude. Oh, I think I was a prostitute. No.
I was at the truck stop. It wasn't
Yeah, man. I think they called me a lizard. Oh, dude, there were some rough times in my life, bro, when it came to spice. Dang it. I'm not, yeah, I've done it. But, yeah, I had to kick the spice, dude, and in the midst of doing all this stuff, I literally had to move away from where it was, and where you could get it, and I left my wife with the intention of I was going to go home and sober up and everything, you know, and right before I left to come home, my ex-wife found out she was pregnant, and it was going to be my first baby, and it was working like how I thought, you know, it was going to work, supposed to, and then she had a miscarriage, right? And then I found out that she's like a miracle child, that her mom and dad were not even really supposed to conceive a child, and that she's probably never going to be able to have children ever again either.
Yeah.
Or my ex-wife. You know what I mean? Never probably going to be able to have a baby. Or whatever. I don't know. But all this stuff, dude. Me and my wife separated. You know, and I couldn't blame her for, you know, just striving and moving forward. She was a woman of God, dude. Like, you would never break her faith in a million. You know what I mean? And she would stand firm by it no matter what. Right? She kept doing that, and I got an apartment there working and stuff, and one day I just couldn't take the loneliness, and I thought, man, I'm never going to stop smoking this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I robbed all the head shops of all the spice I could get because I knew I was going back to North Dakota where it's not at no more to sober up. So I robbed all the don't use this against me. I went in there and robbed all them people, man. And I got on the Greyhound with like 5 ounces of spice, man, you know, and probably like 10 felony warrants from my arrest over there, you know, somewhere. I ain't gonna tell y'all where, man. It's been years.
Yeah.
You know, but still, they'll forgive me, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
So I came back, and once that ran out,
Yeah.
luckily for me, I was able to kick the habit
Yeah.
because it wasn't anywhere to be found.
Nothing.
Nothing
Yeah.
but a bag of meth and a needle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So from about 2013, when I got introduced to a needle and some meth one night, until last November 24th, yeah, I was fucking RJ Clothier, dude. Oh, yeah, you guys know the name. Shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably owe you guys money. Probably, man, your old ladies, probably still hate me. Fuck, you know Big Unc? Yeah. Uncle was nasty too, man. Shit. Filthy guy too. Man,
Uncle's never a good guy. He's never a good guy.
Uncle was never a good guy, man. Uncle nasty. Yeah. But, you know, what can I say? I've been through it all, dude. I went back in and out of prison, spent most of these last since 2013, everything in and out of prison. I've done about every bad thing you can do. I've seen about everything. Yeah. Man, I can't say I've done it all because there's some things I won't do, man. Yuck.
Yeah.
But, man, you know, there's some shit that I would do.
Yeah.
And a few years back, I met a woman, and somehow we came up with an idea that we were going to change our lives and sober up and have a baby. I don't know if a lot of crackhead tweaker, you know, this was like,
Yeah.
when you sit back and you think,
Yeah.
this was the most messed up idea we could have probably had at the time.
Yeah.
There could have never been another idea more messed up, bro.
Yeah.
Right? But I believe that I could save this whole family if I did, you know? And she believed she could be sober.
Yeah.
So it was like, we did it, dude. Had a baby,
Yeah.
you know? And she got pregnant, and I sobered up. Dude, I got high one time that year,
Yeah.
and everything was good, dude. My daughter was prematurely born, 5 weeks premature.
Yeah.
After my daughter was born, I spent about, I don't know, the first couple months, a few months with her. And then, in the midst of all that, me and her mom got a job, you know, we started working, we were changing our lives.
Yeah.
She was going so good, bro. Like, it was going so good that I was completely blind to the fact that, damn, she was banging my boss at work, and I was getting these fucking employer of the months. Not because I'm a badass worker, bro. Yeah, man. No, can you believe that? She made me employee of the month 3 months running. I thought I was setting a record, man. He wants me at work all them hours, 60, 70 hours, man. He's there, hold my girl, man, chilling over there. Dang, yeah.
You take care of me, I'm gonna take care of
Man, yeah. Shoot, he got me good, too. Them guys got me good, bro.
Yeah.
They broke me down.
you. Yeah.
My woman left me for him, took my daughter with, and come to find out, you know, she went back to using, right? And I'm not doing any of this throwing her the bus. I'm just saying, in the midst of all that, bro, I got my heart broken, which never been broken before.
Yeah.
I got put somewhere in my whole place where I've never been put before, right? I've never had nothing like this, and she left, and I would just sit at home like this in the apartment, thinking, damn, she's gonna come home one day. Listen to some good old country, you know? But she wasn't.
Yeah.
She made her choice. She chose the streets, bro, that day. I didn't know this at the time,
Yeah.
okay? I sat at home And in the midst of all that, when you're brokenhearted and you do all that,
Yeah.
you make that mistake to get high.
Yep.
Right? Because, I'll just get high. I broke down and got high, dude. Last year. And all last summer, bro, I lived in the trees down by the river in Fargo, running with, like, doing things. Bro, the things I did last year, when they say you cut, like, they say, like, say you sober up, you know?
Yeah.
And the Bible says, like, if you are able to push one demon out, you know what I'm saying? That demon will roam around, and you won't be able to, you know what I mean, do nothing because you're clean of him.
Yep.
But then once you slip up and let him back in, he brings 7 more.
Yep.
You know, so it's like when they say that one relapse could be the worst time you've ever used out of all the times you used it all together. This could be your worst. You know what I mean? Like, last year was my worst relapse, and it put me in. Well, I wanted to die because I never believed there was a chance that I could do anything for myself to make a change, right? So I got high. But anyways, last November 24th, I stopped shooting up meth.
Yeah.
I stopped using all narcotics, hard narcotics, bro.
Yeah.
Drinking alcohol and everything, dude. And it's because, you know, like, having my daughter, you know, and her mom having her and keeping her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then here I was using and doing all this stuff. Last year I had a real crossroads come into my life to where I was given a choice to sober up, quit using,
Yeah.
and, you know, just make a change, dude. Or I could just keep using.
Yeah.
And this day that my choice came, I chose to keep using, dude. And I chose to keep using and chose to keep using.
Yeah.
And my ride was sitting outside, and I waited a few hours, right? And then I finally got over being scared, and I went out there, and my ride was still there. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, thank you, God. I was like, well, how could she even still be sitting here? Like, you know, and it was just tripping me out, but
Yeah.
I knew it was God, right? For some reason, I knew it was God. And that's what I said last year. It's like the Bible says about the prodigal son, right?
Yeah.
How?
The prodigal son.
Yeah, that's how I said it, the prodigal son. Remember, he decided to just ask forgiveness and come back home, right? And all that stuff, all that running around and all that shit that he was doing was stricken, right? And his father was just so happy to have me back that he couldn't even be more joyful. You know what I mean? And that's last year. I just turned around and I went home. I asked God for forgiveness. Last year when I lost everything and I was using, I realized that this isn't who I am supposed to be. This isn't what I want in life. You know what I mean? And when I looked around, I thought, this is the truth, bro. I looked around at where I was in life, and I realized I was probably the realest and illest motherfucker that would be able to hold a task like the one I chose to do, bro. And the only reason I knew is because I believe in God, bro. Yeah. And my faith is in God. You understand it?
Yep.
So last year, when all I wanted to do was put needles in my arms, dude, and all I wanted to do was a shot, oh, it was tough days. And now, you know, like, I was like a, bro, all I want to do is get high and bang bitches, bro. Be honest, just be quite honest, dude.
Yeah.
And just be just have all these bitches and run around and do everything. Right? Yeah. So when my woman left me and broke my heart, bro, and I had to really fucking change that because I put a different view on this shit because God did that. So the next time I looked at a woman, I know how to love one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it broke my heart. Now it's like, I realize all this stuff I've been doing to these females and all this, everything was the same thing that just happened to me. And I did what a lot of people don't do, bro. I just thank God for it. Because I learned. You know what I mean? So it's like, this last year, my daughter's been in foster care, been with her mom. Dude, I was fighting for her and doing everything, and like, I made it over a year without putting a needle in my arm. You know what I'm saying? Doing all that.
Yeah.
Only because, like, every day that I woke up, like my sister passed away. But I could give you a million reasons why I should be high right now.
Yeah.
I swear, I promise you, dude.
Yeah.
There's so many reasons why I could tell you why I want to be high right now. You know? And there's only one reason I'm not. It's because of God. And this last year, well, like if people want to make it and, you know, they're struggling and they're like having these problems in their life and they're wondering why nothing won't change and nothing does change, you know, recovery don't come, it's because they don't stop fucking doing it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yep.
They don't fucking stop doing it. Because last year, when they told me I couldn't stop doing meth and this is just all I was, you know what I'm saying? I thought, like I said, man, I thought, man, I'm realer than this. Oh, I'm sick. There's fighting me that I just believed, you know, and I said, God, okay, I could be half full of shit right now, but you're going to fill that part that I'm empty and like, just give me the strength, right? So last year, November 24th, it was Thanksgiving. Somebody asked me, well, what do you want to do right now? I said, I want to get my daughter and I want to make sure she's in my life and away from all this shit that I just came out of.
Yeah.
And they said, what are you going to do about it? And I said, well, I'm going to start working. So last year, I put my head down, dude, and I started grinding and working. I stopped using meth. I stopped fucking hanging around with every single fucking person that does meth, dude. And do you know I ended up alone? Completely?
Yeah.
Like, there was nowhere I could go because I never knew anybody that didn't do meth, dude. You know? And then I started going to meetings. And I'd be at meetings seeing people that I thought in a million years would never ever be able to quit doing dope. Right? Sitting there. And then I thought, oh man, God is, you know, and that started driving me, and then I just disappeared into work, and I got this job 8 months ago. I never held a job for 8 months. Praise God, bro. I never did. I don't think I ever worked for 8 months. No, except for the 3 good ones at Burger King. Shoot, which was a lie.
Yeah.
Man. But, no, I got this job. I stayed out the dope. I did everything that they say you should do. I tried it. Right? But the one thing that I really did is I believed that I could do it, and I believed in myself, right? And I didn't listen to nobody when they tell me, hey, RJ, you're never ever going to have your daughter in your life. You know, people don't give kids to you, and do you even know what you've done your whole life? You ain't done nothing. You're not going to get your daughter, and it's just because of that.
Yeah.
That's why I went to God, right? Because God is bigger than everything, you know? Is bigger. So, I don't know. I would go to work and my bros would tell me, what'd you do last night? I went to social services to visit my daughter. I'm getting her in my life. And they're like, RJ, you're a loser, fucking meth head, crackhead, fucking retard. That's what they call me at work, bro, for real. Seriously, straight up. Straight up. They're not just going to give you a kid, right?
Yeah.
And I said, and I always tell them from day one, it's different, you guys, because I believe in God. You guys don't know, man. You don't know. You don't understand. You know, so one day, all the hard work, bro, that people don't stay in the fight for, you know what I mean? Like the payoff,
Yeah.
that shit hit me one day.
Yeah.
And I realized, holy shit, I'm changing and recovering now. I am doing something different, right?
Yeah.
Because, well, I turned on iNews and her mom was on iNews. My daughter's mom.
Yeah.
But you know I never wish jail or nothing on nobody.
Yeah.
But boy, man, oh, man, I was like, oh, man.
It felt like the game.
Oh, man. I said, oh, she's in jail. But instantly, bro, it was bittersweet, bro, because it was my daughter,
Yeah.
you know? And then it went to, bro, there's so many feelings,
Yeah.
but it was the feeling of knowing that it was all God, right? Because thank God I didn't give up and I chose to believe and just keep fighting, because when that day came, they're right, social services is just give me a kid, dude, because, well, I didn't have no house or no nothing, you know what I mean? I didn't have shit,
Yeah.
you know? But this time my mom had to fuck around and do all this stuff, you know? If you could have a clear view of what you could be like and what it is,
Yeah.
my life's what it could be like. And that life is what it is, bro, and it's always going to stay the same. She chose that.
Yeah.
So, her being in jail and me believing in myself and, you know, and meeting new people and just believing, bro, led me to the stroller that my daughter was in, you know, and able to just go say, baby, you're coming home. Because the recovery, you know what I mean? That, you know, and all the thing, it was there, bro. I recovered from all that. I'm not fully recovered because, bro, we're never going to be full. If you say you fully recovered, don't even hang around me no more, man. You lying, man, and I can't trust you. Shit. Ain't no way you get Yeah. Right? Yeah. But I had my daughter, bro. I went and picked her up one day. Dude, it was just like, praise God, dude, because I wanted to quit every day. I'm telling you, I wanted to quit when people die, when your car wheel falls off, when you spend all your money on people and they run off, and when you got to walk to work when it's fucking 45 below zero, and you got to do that every day no matter what, just to get going. And then when you get to work and you find out there's no work today, why? Because it's 56 below? Really? Oh, I just walked 2 miles here. All right, and then, you know, the next day you walk to work and you find an ounce of meth on the fucking ground. That's how bad the devil will confuse you, bro. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because on the way to work, on them days where I'm crying, bro, I remember walking to work and my tears would be so frozen, bro. And I'd be crying thinking, God, are you sure I'm strong enough for this? Why does it hurt? You know? And I'd be crying, bro, for real. And I look down, find a big old bag of meth, bro. Just sitting there. Seeing that, it was like the devil fucking threw it, bro.
Yeah.
You can see where it hit the snow and just slid to the curb, bro, and just landed there. Right for me. You know? And I remember picking it up, bro, and I remember thinking, oh, I don't have to work for like a month. Oh, man, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, bro, I ain't even lying, bro. I'm talking like almost fucking dick hard, bro. Like, seeing it, like, oh my God, bitch, she's a fucking hammer. Oh, you know? But thank God, bro, I was on a different path at that time, you know? And then I was crying to God and saying, are you sure I'm strong enough? Because he fucking showed me, bro. He said, you want to see how fucking strong you are, my boy? He's like, here.
Yeah.
I'll fucking show you. I'll throw you a bag of dope right now. Watch what you do. Bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I found it and I was so happy, dude. I went on fucking Facebook Live, dude. I was like, check this shit out. Man, I remember pouring it all out, you know? And I remember thinking I was so big and cool for doing that shit, man, but I thought it was for God, you know? I was like, man, God, look, I am strong enough. And that's when I remember having that first thought that I am fucking strong enough. Man, but that took like fucking months. You know what I mean? Like breakdowns and fucking all kinds of shit. And then that changed a lot for me that day when I found that dope, bro, and I fucking realized that I'm strong enough. But that really changed a lot. Yeah. But it's something that doesn't happen in everybody. Nope. And it's just the realness, bro. But if you hang in there, you know what I mean? Like many are called, but few are chosen. You know how it goes, bro. Yeah. That's when I found out I was chosen. That day when I believed that I was strong enough to fucking do it. That's when I knew that I was chosen for something greater and bigger than any of this stuff, you know? And you know, it's like, you know, in the book of Matthew, you know how it talks about that leper going to Jesus, you know, and asking him, Lord, if you're willing, you can make me clean. Yeah. And Jesus said, hey, I am willing, and you are clean. And go now, you're healed. And instantly, it says instantly. You know what I'm saying? Instant, bro. Like, bam, blink that, bam. This dude was healed. You know? So that's the belief that I have in God. And it's that belief of a mustard seed, you know, that they say. That's how I started this whole shit, bro. That mustard seed that I took the choice in believing with and having the faith in, it bloomed one day. And when it bloomed, that's when I realized I'm saving my whole family. Yeah. I'm saving them all, bro.
You just gave me this power. It's on now.
It's on. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, dude. And it's like, I'll be right back, all right, bro? Don't get take me one second. I want to go grab something to show you.
All right.
I just want to show you the power of God, dude.
All right. It's one interesting story is that, you know what I mean, that how you meet things in recovery and what they can do for you. No matter the decision you make in this life, right now, if it's a bad decision, you have time to change it around. No matter what. There's still time. If your heart's still beating this day, best believe you have time. You have time to change it around and make a big difference in your life. And this is what I want to go get, bro. And this is the famous teapot.
This is the famous teapot. Who's that right there, my baby? Who's that up there? Oh, yeah, like I said, this is the first life that God, I feel like, in my life, you know, where he said, it was my own life, first of all, that I chose.
Yeah.
But this is the one that he entrusted me with.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, when people want to give up and they don't believe, you know, I know a lot of people right now fighting for kids, they're fighting for their children back, and a lot of people don't get them, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do them.
And you know what? A lot of people, it's hard, dude. Drug addiction is it's a thing you can't look down on it, bro, drug addiction is real.
Yeah.
Right? And when you want to recover from it, the only way you're ever going to recover from it is to believe that you can, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It sounds funny or whatever. It's just, you have to believe it honestly that you can not do it. Like, when I stopped doing meth, bro, that was the lowest thing, you know? Like, having, 15, 20 women at a time. You know what I mean? Not to, one woman. Yeah. You know, if I have a girlfriend, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, in this last year, since, I made that choice through God, I heard this saying, it says, come as you are, just don't leave the same.
Yeah.
Right? So, I came as I was, and since last year, that choice, like I said, narcotic-free, alcohol-free, I no longer watch porn, bro.
There you go.
Pornography?
Yeah.
To a meth head?
Yeah.
You might think you're addicted to meth, but really, you're just addicted to the porn and the sex and stuff. You just want the meth so you can just watch that shit without breaking for 2 days, bro. Hey, man. And I don't care if anybody else at me.
It's not true. It's like truth.
And what got me here from that is I go to Celebrate Recovery sometimes.
Yeah.
And you see some of the fellas in there. When you go there long enough, you'll see fellas in there for 4, 5, 6 months, talking about the only time they have is they're in pornography. So I'm thinking, oh, that's a problem? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, okay. So I try to figure out how can you stop. What can I do?
Yeah.
All you have to do is just stop doing it and not look at it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the only way. And you'll trickle your hair out. And if you pray to God about it, he'll put you right where you need to be. You don't have to watch it no more.
Yeah.
Oh, for real. So, I've been getting cured by all this stuff, and, and it's like, some stuff's hard to let go, but I have a life, that God gave me, like I said, man, and it's like, my bros that work, all the stuff they used to say and everything, nowadays, it's different now, because at work they'll say, RJ believes in God. He'll pray about it right now. Thank God they're young kids.
Yeah.
Oh, they see me pick up a hibernating bee.
Yeah.
All I did was just breathe warm air into it and wake it back up. But I pulled in the John Coffey from the Green Mile. You know what I mean? I said, Lord, please don't let this bee be good. I just waste my time eating it, I said, Lord, give us a sign. And I opened my hand and the bee started moving. People fell over. They said, God's real. Yeah. Well, still, God's real, dude. But they see it through me. Yeah. Because they see my daughter, and I don't know. So, you know how it goes. I could talk for like a million hours, a million miles.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah. It's been a blessing to see the transformation, you know what I mean, and actually listen to your story and everything. It means a lot because you have the pudding, as they say. I mean, because guess what? This right here is the actual thing, and the actual story of facts when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? The struggles you have to go through just to see the blessings. That's why the whole podcast is named Lessons to Blessings, because even in the dark times of those lessons, you gotta see the blessings. And everything that comes with destruction, hard time, turmoil, trauma, pain, anything, there's a blessing inside that pain. You know what I mean?
I have one last thing to say, bro, for real.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody who's going to be listening to this or watching it, you've already been chosen. Now, it's different than being called or anything, because it's just different. We were chosen by God Himself because we have what it takes to accomplish whatever needs to be done. And that's just through the strength of being a drug addict all them years. We become superheroes and we don't even know it. We're, if anything, the toughest people in the world now. And I want you to think of it like this. If you go to the jewelry store and you want to go in there and you want to buy some gold, right? There's different levels of gold. You know, they got the 10 karat, 14 karat, there's like 16, 18, and they got the 20 karat, 24 karat.
Yep, 24.
That's well, if I'm going to buy my honey something, I want to get a 24 karat.
Yeah,
she ain't gonna want nothing else.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, think of it like this. That 24 karat gold is different than all the other golds because in order for it to get 24 karat gold, it had to stay in the fire longer than all that other gold because it had more impurities to burn out.
Yep.
So think of that other gold, 14, 16 or whatever, you know, it's gold, but it's not pure gold.
Yep.
So now the 24 karat gold, that's the pure gold. So if you're going through things in life right now and you seem like, if it just seems like every fucking thing is going wrong in life and it always seems to be, and it always is, it's because you're in the fire right now. And you're burning off all them impurities. And you're getting clean because God chose you for that one task. Because once you're done burning in that fire, if you stay in and you burn and you don't give up and you don't quit, you're gonna come out that fucking furnace 24 karat gold. Pure and clean, right? So just know, if you're in that fire and you're hanging in there and you're not giving up, you're chosen to do that by God. Yeah. And it's for a reason. So if you're going through it, know that it's for a reason, and it's only to show you that you're strong enough on the outcome because you never gave up. So it's like, strive to be 24 karat, bro.
Best believe.
Yeah.
I like it. I appreciate you coming on the show and everything, for real. And if you got to miss it, you didn't get to watch it, it's going to be uploaded to YouTube later on tonight. You know what I mean? Go subscribe, go over, follow, no matter. It's all free. Nothing. So, you know what I mean? This man was amazing, man, for real. I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your story of recovery. For real, man. Appreciate you, brother.
No problem.